What's happening, Wisdom Warriors of Light? Back at it for another video. How y'all doing, man? Happy freaking Monday. Hope you're all doing well, man. I dropped a short earlier today. I hope you got a chance to watch the Sunday sermon. It was fantastic. It had a lot of valuable information that I think we all can use and need in our lives. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has been subscribing. We are growing. The channel is growing, and we're moving on up, man. We're building this beautiful community, this safe community for us all to share safely, and just realize that we're not alone, that we're all one, and we're all connected. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, share, comment, and like, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop a new video. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I thank each and every one of you for being a part of this community that we're building of like-minded star seeds, spiritual beings here to volunteer and help shift this massive evolutionary shift in consciousness to the new earth. So, again, if you're watching this video, then you are most likely a star seed. You are most likely here volunteering to help, just awaken and crack open the hearts of humanity and remind people who they are. Awaken the remembrance within them, and that's what I'm here to do, I know that I know deep down inside, which I've known for a very, very long time, that I'm a star seed, and more and more the clarity is coming and unfolding, and I'm remembering where I came from, who I am, why I'm here, and I am here to crack the hearts of humanity open, to awaken the remembrance of who they are, of who we are. Because every time I'm doing these videos, I'm not only doing them for you, I'm doing them for myself. I'm reminding myself of who I am. I'm reminding myself of the things I have to do for myself within. And, so just remember that we all are teachers. Make no mistake about it, you are a teacher, whether you think so or not. Each and every day you wake up and you step, whether you live alone or you live with a group of people or a family or whatever the case may be, the minute you wake up, you are a teacher. People are watching you. People are modeling things that they do from what you do. And I learned this many, many years ago. And I'll tell this story again. It happened a couple different times. It happened in multiple different states. And, as you all know, I've mentioned it on previous videos that I went to the gym a lot, let's say 7 days a week, over 3 hours a day. I became addicted. I became addicted to just pumping iron and getting big and buff and jacked and, swole, as they say. And, it was my days when I was eating meat and I was packing in the protein and bulking up, and I thought that by doing that I'm going to get all the ladies because that's the way I thought, that if I bulk up and get these big muscles, women are going to be attracted to the external, my physical, versus then they won't, then I don't really need to change within, because they'll be attracted to the physical, and then once they get attracted to the physical, then that will lead them to a deeper connection. And in actuality, I was running from the low self-esteem, low self-worth, no value to myself. I didn't have respect for myself. I didn't love myself. The list goes on. And I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that. A lot of men tend to do that to kind of avoid the inner work and avoid Well, I have low self-esteem, so I'll just get buff and jacked and swole because women like that, or at least a select few like that. Not everyone, and there's just a small group, But I'm sure every woman likes that, just like men like, a woman, they're attracted to the physical too, But like, I learned over time that that is fleeting, and I learned that it's more important to develop that deep emotional connection versus like the external physicality part. And in the end, just because they physically are attractive right out the gate and you don't get to know the internal side or that deep emotional connection, that fades very quickly and it gets very boring. Not to say that attraction isn't important, but when you develop that deep emotional connection, attraction comes along with it no matter what. And I've found that, and I've realized that first and foremost, what's important to me is the deep emotional connection, not the just the physical, because again, that fades over time, and if you don't have that mental and emotional connection, you know, what is it? Nothing. It's like I used to say, like it was like I was even not even a romantic type of relationship, but just a relationship where I'm meeting up with somebody, and like here's a great example today, right? I was at the water and I was sitting at the lookout point. I was getting in and out of my car, and I went down to the water and walked, and then I came back and I sat down in my car, but I left the door open. And this other guy, it was really strange, but maybe he was just trying to, like, he was attracted to my energy. The other guy that was sitting in the car, but he was an older man, and I know he kept like he would park on this side and then move his car and then back up right here and then move closer to me and then go a little bit farther away and then go on the other side. It was like, and then he would like circle around the whole like thing, like parking lot or whatever you want to call it. And the funny thing is I I sensed that he was gonna like circle around again, and he started his car up and he's like going towards where you're gonna exit. But then he was like looking like he was gonna circle around again, and then I turned my car on and I started backing out, and then he started to leave, and it was really strange. And but you know, like I always say, everything happens for a reason, and whatever that reason was, I have no idea. But uh, before that happened, he backed in, and he was sitting like between. There was one empty spot, and then he was the next one over, and this other older man comes like around the front of my car in the middle of both of ours, and he says, "Hey gentlemen, how you guys doing?" And I'm like, "Good, how you doing, man? How you doing?" And he's like, "Oh man, there was some unfortunate news I heard on the radio," and I thought he was going to talk about maybe like the fires in Maui, which, if anybody watching this is going through that, my deepest condolences go to you. I'm so sorry. I hope that everyone is okay. I hope your family's okay. From the bottom of my heart, I send them all love and light and healing and peace, and I hope that they find peace with God and with themselves, and I hope that everything works out for all of them. My deep condolences go to each and every one of them out there, and if you're listening and you're watching and you are there or you have family there, I send them all my love and light. I'm so sorry from the bottom of my heart. I deeply mean that. But I thought he was going to talk about something like that when he said, "Oh, there was some unfortunate news I heard on the radio," and I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, "Oh man, they're stopping production of Mustangs and Ford Mustangs, and they're stopping production of some other cars. I don't even know which ones he was talking about." He's like, "Oh my God, they said this like 15 years ago. They were doing this, and then they brought them back, but now it's for good. By 2024, there won't be any more made. You better buy them up, buy as many up as you can." And he's like, "Save them as antiques and all." I'm like, "Oh Lord, really? Like, what in the hell are you going to do with them?" you buy them all up, or buy a bunch of them, or even one, like, and save it as an antique. Like, I think to myself, like, for me, like, all the awakenings I've had, I've had like an awakening when I was a little kid, and then multiple ones throughout my life, and then just the last 7 years, I've had like two massive awakenings when I hit rock bottom with my health. And it's gotten to the point where I don't care about any of that stuff anymore. I don't care about material things. They just don't. I like sat there, and it was like there was no connection. I'm just like, okay, cool, cool, like. And I said one thing. I just said, well, I'm pretty sure it has to do with the agenda that they're pushing to try to, make electric cars by 2025. And he's like, oh yeah, that might have something to do with it, but not really, or something. I don't know, something like that. He said. And then he just kept going on about the fact that you should buy a bunch of them up, and I don't know what the other cars were, but I honestly didn't really care, to be honest with you. I kind of was just like, whatever, Like, I didn't really know what to say to him. I just said about the electric cars, and I really didn't know what to say. I really, honestly didn't care. I know that sounds harsh and, kind of selfish a little bit, but I really didn't care. I mean, I'm being real. I'm not going to come on here and ever not be real, and I wasn't going to tell him I'm just not interested, whatever. I mean, why would I say that? I felt called to just say, it's probably because they're pushing the electric car agenda. But I just said, that's cool, and he finally just basically, the other guy, the older man sitting in the other car, he really didn't even, he just sat there with his hand up like this, and it was on the side of the door, and he was just like this, like, and the guy kept looking over at him, and he just wasn't turning his head. His window was down, but he wasn't engaging at all. And then finally the guy's like, all right, gentlemen, well, have a good day, man, take care, and he left. But it's like those types of conversations that are surface level based, and they're kind of really meaningless, or there's nothing there. It's like you're having a conversation with someone, but it's like a wall. You're talking to a wall, where it feels like, and I know what that feels like, and I don't know how much aware he was, but I know that when I have a conversation with somebody, I know that if I feel like we're not connecting and I'm talking to them, you can feel it. I can feel like that they're not interested. There's no interest at all. I don't think that he really felt that. I don't think he was really in touch with himself or his emotions or anything, because he kept going on, and I don't think he really even was in touch with that. But I can tell, I've been able to tell for years and years and years, and I would be talking to somebody, and I just get this massive feeling inside that there's, like, the conversation is going nowhere. I'm talking to them, but they're not. It's like that old saying, going in one ear and out the other. It's like that. Or like it feels like you're talking to a wall, essentially, like there's nobody hearing you. But there's a lot of people that are numbed out, and they're shut off, and they're shut off to their feelings and their emotions. And I'm sure he probably was, because he was got to be like 70s maybe. But he looked pretty good, for an older man. He looked really, really good for his age, I'm assuming he probably was around there, but most of that I mean, I don't want to generalize, because there is a lot of people doing the work that are elderly and they're star seeds, but then again, there's a lot that aren't, and a lot of them suppressed it, and they're not going to change, because that's typically what happens when you get older. But again, I don't want to categorize anything, because there's a lot of people doing the work and putting in the work, and they're in touch with themselves, and they are connected, and they know, but he didn't seem like he got it. And he kept, like I say, he kept looking over at the other guy, and then he's trying to engage with me, and I really had no interest in that. I mean, to be honest, I couldn't really even fake it. I'm kind of at a point where I can't fake that anymore, and I got to be real. And I honestly really didn't care, and I'm not gonna run out and buy a Mustang or any of these cars that they're getting rid of. I just don't really care. I'm waiting for us to be able to teleport and levitate, and which I know we can, and we are moving in that direction. So, and I'm sure a lot of you watching this channel probably are waiting for that too. The hell with these cars, and planes and garbage like that. Let's get to the real, the real golden age. Let's get to the teleportation and the levitation and the astral traveling and the lucid dreaming and the, and all the magic, the psychic abilities and the telepathic abilities, and and the healing abilities where we know we can heal ourselves. So that's where we're headed, to this new earth, in this great awakening, in this ascension process. Little does he know he doesn't need that car in the timelines we're heading to. But that's either here nor there. I digress. But it's funny, man. I had no idea that this video was going to go where it did, but it is what it is. I didn't even get to the Oracle cards I pulled for the collective, but hey, that's how this goes on this channel, man. We just go with what goes, what feels good to come through, and that came through, and it was flowing, man. It was like, it wasn't even me, man. It was coming from my higher self. It was downloaded from my higher self. I was in the flow state. I didn't even realize, like I was just in the zone. This is the deck I keep showing you guys. Again, I'm not sponsored, or I don't make anything off of this, man. If you guys want to get this deck, go ahead, man. It is badass. Angel Guide Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. I shuffled the deck, and we got some pretty nice cards that came out for the collective. I did it before I hit the record button, so I wouldn't waste really any time on the video. The first card that popped out was Take Charge and Action. And that's what I feel like we're right now leading into, because we are in Leo season. We just finished up Lionsgate. We're in retrograde, and Leo season's all about take charge and take action. And I mean, the Lion, and just leaving Lionsgate on the 12th. So Leo season's all about this, taking action and charge. So, that's a good card that came through for the collective. I feel like a lot of star seeds, a lot of people that volunteered to come here, and we're being activated. This sun is so powerful, like I've never seen. I'm looking outside, and it is so white and so sunny. Like the last 4 or 5 years, man, they've been let me not talk about it on here, but the sun has been we've been having like gloomy days, let's just say it that way. We've been having gloomy days and a lot of clouds. You know what I'm talking about. I don't need to really go into it. If you're on this channel, you know damn well what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to go into it. I don't want the video to get flagged down the road, or even now, even though we're a small channel, I don't want that to happen. So you know what I'm talking about. I don't need to go any further, but it is so sunny, and just everything's lit up. It's just showing how much light we're getting within, because if you realize, like I've talked about on previous videos, that outside is really inside, and inside is really outside. So when you're inside your house, you're really, so when you're in your house, it's inverted. I'm trying to remember to say it the right way, but you know what I mean, because I said it on a previous video. It's the opposite. Okay, so it's like, damn, I'm trying to remember how to explain it again. Okay, so outside in nature is inside you. Okay, and in the house, in your house where you're sleeping, is outside of you, outside of your body. But we say, oh, I'm going to go inside my house. In actuality, you're really going outside your house, because this is outside of your house, which your house is your body, and then the nature is inside. It's a reflection of inside you. So all this light that we're seeing outside or inside, so to speak, is inside your body, and so we're getting tons and tons of light inside of our bodies. And that's why we're seeing so much light in nature. Let me use that terminology instead. In nature. That's why you're seeing it lit up out there with the sun. Because we're receiving so much light in our bodies. So it's reflecting what you're seeing in nature. If you get what I'm saying, if you get what I'm throwing out. And so that's a message or a download I received a while back. I talked about it on a previous video, and so you can see it. You can see it in nature, how sunny it is and how bright it is, and there's the clouds aren't covering the sun up anymore. It's like the sun is like bright as hell and lighting up everything, and it doesn't have a yellow color to it anymore. If you look at the buildings and the houses and everything, it's white light. It's like a white light on everything. So just remember, I want to tell this quick story, and I'm going to wrap this video up, and I'm going to tell you the rest of the cards. When I was living in Florida, and I was like 5 minutes from the beach. I don't know if I ever talked about this on a previous video, but I went every single day the last year I was in Florida, which was 2018 and part of 2017, but mostly 2018 till I moved in August of 2018. I was at the beach every day. And I'll tell you what, I went to a different beach in all of South Florida. Every day I was at a different beach, and in Palm Beach and Broward counties. And every time I went to the ocean, depending on how I felt, I had this realization. I felt so calm one day, and I remember going to the beach, and all of a sudden I felt so at peace internally, inside of me. And I looked outside, and the ocean was so flat. There was not a wave in the ocean at all. Literally, it was flat like a lake. And that's when I felt at peace inside of myself. So me feeling at peace and calm inside, the ocean was calm and at peace. And then I went there, and there was a time I was like feeling like just chaos inside, and anxiety and stress and everything. And I went to the beach, and there was these massive waves, and it was rough out there, and I felt rough inside my body. And it was like, I realized it back then, and that was like 2017, 2018. And I was like, oh my God, I just realized this. What I'm seeing outside, or what I'm seeing in nature, is how I'm feeling inside of me. So what I was seeing, like with people, running into people and them treating me a certain way, or like people fighting or arguing or whatever, it was a reflection of what I felt inside my body. And then when I felt calm and peaceful, my outer world was calm and peaceful. So like, depending on, pay attention to that, how you feel in your body is a reflection of what you're feeling or you're seeing out in the external world. And that's really all it is. It's a mirror of how you're feeling inside you, in your body. So, I just wanted to drop that little, powerful message that it clicked back in 2017, 2018. And then, then I realized I got that download about nature being inside of us, and how this is inverted. How me being in this room is outside of me, and me being in nature is inside of me. So what I see in nature, in a parking lot or whatever, in nature, is a direct reflection of my inside, in my body, so to speak. So hope that helps somebody. Hope you got something out of this video. Here's the second card that flew out of the deck, which is Power and Intention. Another card that I feel like we're all experiencing right now and needing to do as we go forward, because we're in the second half of the year. We're in the second half of the year. We just hit the second half of 2023. And now it's time, just passing through Lionsgate, power and intention, like setting our intentions as we go forward into the second half of 2023. So another beautiful card for the collective, for all of us to realize and remember that now's the time to set intentions and the power of the intention and how powerful it is. So remember, start setting your intentions and realize how powerful it is, and that we're in the second half of the year. So this is just such a powerful time, us being in Leo season nonetheless, you know. So another awesome card for the collective. And the third one, another beautiful card. Do the work, man. Do the work, ladies and gentlemen. Go inward. Get as much stillness as you can. Meditate, yoga, breath work. Do all these things. Get out in nature. You know, sit with nature. Hug a tree. You know, start doing these things. Do the inner work, man. The shadow work, if you haven't already. Do the inner work. Now's the time. We're in the second half of the year, man. But beautiful cards for the collective. I'm always happy and enjoy shuffling the deck, and you know, I love this new deck I got, and it's such a beautiful he puts such a beautiful message inside the box, you know. And I'll just read it. It says, "Thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence and for revealing to me what I need to know. I am willing to listen and receive, and so it be. So it is." What a beautiful message, man. Thank you, Kyle Gray. Thank you, angels, guides, masters, loved ones, for allowing me to shuffle the deck and receive the cards that flew out of the deck for the collective today. I thank you all again, as always, for watching, for growing, for evolving, for doing the work, because you're holding the grid for all of us. We're lighting this grid up on this earth, man. And we're ascending to the new earth, baby. So stay tuned. So much more to come on this channel. I love you all so much from the bottom of my heart. From my heart to yours, take care of yourself and each other. And anybody in Maui, I send you my love and light. And I hope that you're all safe and at peace amongst the chaos. Again, watch some of these videos, because I talk about things you can do with your breath to bring you to peace during chaos. I don't know what you're going through, and I totally send you my love. I'm truly sorry that you're going through what you're going through. If you're watching or listening, keep doing the work. Keep taking care of yourselves and each other, you know, and just love yourself as much as you can. Have compassion. Don't judge. And just take care of yourself. Self-care. Slow down. Rest as much as you need to. You know, do all the things that feel good to you. I love you all. I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, let's go, Wisdom Warriors of Light. We got this.